Like a little film noir music.
Yeah, no, it's perfect.
Okay. Anyway, let me put this back on.
Sure.
You caught me just at the right time.
Yeah.
Coming out of the bathroom. All right, so what do you want to know?
Just so the history of Papa Legba's, what got you interested, what got you started, how long you've been here.
Okay, well, I think we started the other conversation earlier. Just decided one day I wanted to do something other than beg. So I investigated world religions, things of that nature. I mean, amazingly, in 1972, I took a class in Islam, and it's taught by an ex-concentration camp prisoner named Geratin Zaitov.
Wow.
From out of Southwest Missouri State. And I was fascinated by it, and this was way before everybody hated everybody else really badly. And I said, there's some really great plot points here, things but that are not that far off and kind of nice in some of the lessons and things like that. So okay, fine. And then I decided to do because you had so much of social studies in those days. When you got a college education, you had a full education.
Sure. You
weren't just I'm going to study this, and this is all I'm about from now on.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. It's basically an overblown tech school.
Okay.
Okay.
And what year would this be?
73.
73. Okay. And are you from Missouri originally then?
Actually, I wasn't born here.
Okay.
Born in New York,
okay.
And we moved here. We moved here because my old man was working for the government at the time, and he used to. He was with the Treasury Department.
Okay.
And he used to sneak up on the docks to make sure that the mob was doing exactly what the fuck.
Yeah.
Well, guess what happened? Anastasia, one of Anastasia's people calls my mother on a payphone inside the housing project, the Naval Housing
Anastasia,
Project.
the gangster over there?
Yeah. And said, tell your old man.
Wow, that's great. Especially back then, that meant business too.
Back away are you and your son, and they knew about me. So obviously they had somebody on the inside.
That's crazy.
And so they moved because my mom had relatives here.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Holy cow! I'm glad you were safe and got away.
Well, yeah, that was good too. My old man was paranoid for the rest of his fucking life because of that. Because
back then they really meant business too.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to remember, Anastasia was the mad executioner.
Yeah.
And the high executioner, and he used Murder Incorporated a lot.
Right. Yeah.
A lot, So he wouldn't have been above it.
Right.
Until they finally. And what was funny though is just as they were finally getting the hell packed up and get out, Anastasia went to the barber shop. And that's where he got executed.
Yeah, I've seen a photo of that. Yeah.
That was an interesting bit. They go, yeah, they were already on, getting out of New York for good.
Sure.
That's great.
Yep.
But yeah, the old man was strange after that. But anyway, so we lived here, this neighborhood, on one side of Bevo Mill or the other side of Bevo Mill. So that's where we lived up by St. John's Church up there.
How was it for you and your family growing up in this area of St. Louis at the time?
At the time, it was blue collar. It was German blue collar Catholic.
Yep.
And that's all there was.
Ever heard the stories of beers on Sundays?
There was a bar on every corner.
Yep.
So you had all the PTSD'd, post-war guys all gathering there right after work, and then they'd all go home and beat your old lady. Everybody had a father. The fathers that were still alive, the ones that hadn't died, yet, and things like that, because, they were short-lived.
Yeah.
And like that, and I went, oh my God, okay. But yeah, I mean, we used to, in those days, everybody was making kids.
Sure.
So I had plenty of play friends.
Yeah.
And in fact, I just ran into one over at the Arnold Recplex.
Right on, great.
I've known him since first grade.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's about 68.
Great.
About 68 fucking years.
St. Louis, it's easy to do at times, that's for sure. But I'm sure to see a 68-year-old friend's gotta be pretty special.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, I got older ones. I got one that I've known since I was 4 years old.
Wow.
We were threatening each other on the other side of Itasca Street.
Yeah.
But we couldn't cross the street or our mothers would have beat our ass.
Yeah, I hear you.
And the other kids would snitch you out just to watch it.
Just to watch it and go
stand there by the fence and watch you get your ass beat. I mean, it Well, it was a community that that I didn't mind.
Sure.
So I mean, it was during that time. So it was the '60s and everything else, '50s, '60s. But anyway, okay, let's get on to
Sure.
The rest of it is basically.
So did you go to Southwest Missouri College? Is that what you said?
Southwest Missouri State,
Gotcha.
which is not just Missouri State.
Gotcha.
Okay, so anyway, I finished up there, and I used to practice. I practiced, by myself, doing what I was doing and everything else. You don't want everybody else to know your damn business, especially your parents. Anyway, but my brother caught on that, Jesus, and he was, he believed in white Jesus. Which is what was his name? Cesar Borgia. That's what it was modeled on. Cesar. Pope Vincent's bastard son. So anyway, welcome to that BS. Anyway, well, you grow up with that stuff. And everything else.
I was a Catholic school. I was an altar boy myself when I was a young
altar boy, choir.
Yep.
All the way from, like I said, I was in Catholic school, St. John's Catholic School, from kindergarten all the way till graduation out of high school. That's how that was it. So, but no, it was. You kind of kept your low profile and crap like that.
Sure.
Now I also belong to the Church of Satan.
Okay.
And I didn't join them or anything. I did practice that sort of thing.
Was it just kind of the cultural movement of the 60s and interest in that? Was that what kind of got you interested?
Oh, in the 70s.
70s?
Okay. 70s.
Yep.
Yeah, late 60s, early 70s.
Okay.
I was a ton of books on any of the stands, including Venture, which used to be around here, and any of the other stores that had and the old famous bar up there. They had a whole bookstore up there, and go around and spend an
occult
afternoon.
style teachings and everything.
Oh yeah, every good stuff up there.
Yeah, the famous bar. That's crazy.
Famous bar, South Side.
Yeah.
And I picked up a couple of paperbacks and everything else, and of course, being when I was here originally, I mean that's after I graduated and started in my 20s, and starting off going elsewhere, living elsewhere, away from the parents, and I was practicing it pretty regularly, and it did have some results. Some of them were a little what I call left-handed things. I had a grandmother who had hardening of the arteries, so she used to go off a rocker and things like that. So in the old days, they had two cures: shock treatment or dope you so up that you're a vegetable like this.
Yeah.
So I wanted my grandma, so I did a big ass ritual, and grandma, suddenly one of the doctors took an interest and said, "Hey, we're overdosing this lady," and suddenly grandma was back.
That's really interesting.
Okay.
If you don't mind me asking, what was the ritual that was performed?
Compassion.
The compassion. Okay.
And unfortunately, the slap in the face. One hand feeds you, the other one slaps you.
Yeah.
The slap in the face was grandma had cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So, but hey, there you go. Here we go. Everybody who surrounded her, all of her kids, all of her grandkids, we all come to visit, and even Grandpa was not the most, shall we say, sentimental creature in the world. He actually stayed with her until she died, right there. And okay. I was not pleased, but I said, I would like to have had Grandma a little longer. You think?
Yeah.
For crying out loud, okay. So for a while that kind of bummed me out, and then let's see, there was the the people that produced the green egg. They were a bunch of hippies from up around the Northern California. Actually, they didn't start in Northern California; they started here.
Okay.
And they actually, one of the witches there kind of called out to some of the wash-use people where my wife at the time was working, and she goes, "Would you like to try and see some of that?" So we went up to Ferguson. We used to do ritual up there.
Okay.
And they had a big basement and everything else.
Sure.
And all the white witchcraft up there. Well, so I had to keep a low profile again. Okay.
Yeah.
And
if you don't mind me asking, so some of these rituals, I'm sure they have a lot of them have different intentions. What were some of the like major intentions as far as the rituals, as far as like?
Well, with the white witchcraft thing, it was always about self-improvement.
Okay, so I think it's important to clarify because people hear witchcraft, all of a sudden they have this image in their head of this.
Well,
like,
that's because we watch movies,
right? Yeah.
Okay, it's like if you believe the up and coming Easter movies are genuinely authentic, then you're so full of your fucking self that it's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, there is absolutely nothing there that is real. Okay. Yeah. Charlton Heston did not look like fucking Moses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And all the other stars, it was what you call a lot picture.
Yeah.
What they do is they'd get everybody. Everybody was under contract, and your ass went into a movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Whether you could act or not, and. I mean, that's fine. It was all good. Sesame DeMille's Little Piggy there and everything else. It was amazing, okay? Yes. When I was a kid, I grew up. And all the other things and all the years of, Catholic movies and things like that, that's just fine. It was it assuaged the public.
Sure.
Who wanted so badly to believe in something nicer.
Yep.
Some light at the end of the tunnel that loved us.
Yep.
And was willing to care for us, but didn't actually kill children and didn't have wars kill everybody.
Yep.
And plagues and all the other shit. And it's like we'll look the other way. We had blinders like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's great. And it was the predominant. And believe me, there's still assholes out there that want it to be exactly the same thing.
I believe it.
Okay, so
I see them. I meet them all the time.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's America, great bunch.
Yeah.
So anyway, the bigger part of that was. You mind if I smoke?
Of course, man. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Actually,
I'll tell you what, brother.
Yeah.
What you're going to do is take that chair right there, put it a little bit farther up. I don't know how you're going to get it. Yeah, get it over here. Just put it up against here.
Yep.
If you want to get around there, you're going to have to surmount that thing. But anyway, there's a chair for you. Just push that door open.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Give yourself some air. Just push harder.
Harder? Oh, it looks like there might be some stuff over here.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, get that out of the freaking way.
I just talked to your son on the phone. You guys are
he's in fucking Key West, that bum. He likes going to Key West.
Sure.
Because
do you mind if I take some photos too? Is that all right?
Take that one.
Yeah.
Take the rack of and then you got a vey over this way.
And I do have to ask, one thing I've heard from so many friends, I don't mean to interrupt your story here.
Go ahead, brother.
I've heard so many tales of the mummy back here.
The mummy's back there.
Is that still back here?
Oh, hell yes.
That sounds really, really fascinating.
That's got a story with it, so...
I love it.
I'll give you another story.
Sure. But yeah, feel free, I'll just...
okay.
I'll take some photos, I'm definitely listening, for sure.
All right, the mummy I got from a store that was closing down. It was in Lima. It was called the Portal.
Okay.
And they went and I bought it. I thought it was a Halloween prop.
Yeah.
It turned out it's real.
Okay. Yeah. So what are the origins of that?
Okay. He bought it from a side street museum in San Francisco.
Pardon me. Okay.
Okay. Now, what he didn't tell me is when he bought the damn thing. When he bought the damn thing, he get another one later on.
Sure, of course, yeah. We'll get plenty.
Okay, vanity. Yeah. Anyway, the place burnt.
This is San Jose, you said?
Yeah, it was they play in San Francisco. Anyway, the side street place, it burnt. And then when he sold it to me, his mother who used to help him at the shop died. And then they brought the damn thing here, like an idiot. And I used to have, before we had all that junk in there, because we're getting ready to get the hell out of here. Whatchamacallit, I had two parrots. I had an African gray, and I had a in front of Amazon, and they both died. And I had a kitten, and it died.
Oh no!
And I said, "You son of a bitch!" And I had to, summon up all this orishas and crap. I said, "Suppress this cunt." That's what you can't use in the thing. And she goes, and so she's been behaving for several years now. But I have people go, "How much are you going to sell it for?" I says, "When I'm dying, yes, you can buy it. So it'll be all yours." I said, "Otherwise, that bastard ain't going anywhere."
Yeah.
I said, "It may just get donated to the Church of Satan over in Poughkeepsie."
So what would you? Are you familiar with like the why there's so much just kind of unfortunate events that follow it or anything like that? Is there
what?
Are you do you know why so many unfortunate events follow the mummy and everything like that? Like the deaths of
I heard two stories. Yeah. One, of course, that it was disturbed, so it became unhappy, and then the other one was and it got named something it wasn't really the name of. And so it was Guinevere, King Arthur's, and like,
yeah.
Okay, but it has no sarcophagus.
Okay.
So there's no history on it.
Gotcha.
So if there's no history, it doesn't have an identity.
Right.
It's basically just a corpse.
Yeah.
And not that they were ever respected.
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of things were all over the place in the Middle East like that.
Yeah.
In fact, when they were building the railroad there, sometimes he used them to burn in the fireboxes. The friggin' British used to have unwrapping parties.
Yeah.
It was bizarre. Anyway, I gave her a home, and like I said,
so the belief is that it is from Egypt originally, or the Middle East.
It's not a. I thought maybe it was some other and I'm like, no, it's Egyptian.
Okay, wow.
I mean, people say, why is it so small? I says,
you know what?
I says, number one, I says, it's an Egyptian.
Yeah.
I said, the average size of an Egyptian and a Hebrew in those days was 5'5". Mm-hmm. And when they had Goliath the giant was 6 foot.
Yep.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, look, I'm a giant. Anyway, I remember the first time because I'd seen the horror movie,
The
Mummy, and all that crap.
Yeah.
And then as a Cub Scout, I was going to go see at the art museum, and we went down, and I looked, and I went, I could beat the fuck out of this. What the fuck? This thing's. I said, "Does these adults?"
Yeah.
They go, yes, they were adults. Okay, so there you go. But no, that's fine. I'm not going to sell her off or anything. I'm to just keep her around.
Sure. Well,
somebody asked me, well, what if somebody wants that? He says, well, hey, just go into the fire with me. It'll be the end of it. Goodbye. I guess we'll be.
It's a fascinating.
I guess I'll be around. I'll be around in the afterlife, walking around with a broad I can't understand. So anyway, okay. What else?
Doing rituals up in Ferguson area and everything like that.
Oh yeah. Well, they were mostly just for. They were like I said, the Green Egg Bunch up there. They like to get high, and they like to, everybody get naked and jump in a pile. Type.
Yeah.
And then a few of them left. In fact, I just buried one of them.
Oh,
she
really?
was one of my longtime witch lover, and we put her over in the up on the north side up here. The cemetery up there. Well, they have what is left of the old prairie there before it became a cemetery. Okay? And so what they do is for the old hippies like her, they have what they call a green burial. And they take and they wrap the body in linen, unpreserved, put in a shallow wicker basket. They have wildflowers down below in the grave, and then they lower her down, and everybody throws wildflowers on top of her again, then they bury her, and they put a tree on top.
Wow, okay.
Now see, then Faye would have delighted in that.
Yeah.
And which is what she wanted anyway.
Sure.
I mean,
so this just happened recently?
A few months ago.
Yeah. Sorry to hear about the past.
Guy, we're not young anymore.
Yeah.
Christ, I'll be 70 years old in August.
Yeah, great. When's your birthday?
August 3rd.
26.
Yeah, 1952.
Great.
Yeah. But anyway, that's basically how that all works out. So, but like I said, it was. But you did rituals for enlightenment. You didn't do anything to anybody. Everything was tied behind your back, which annoyed the shit out of me. I was more of the Anton LaVey, when in doubt, knock them out type of mentality. And of course, I liked a lot of the Voodoo, like I said, where you basically help me out. I'll give you some. I'll give you some cookies. I'll give you some rum. I'll give you a nice cigar.
Yeah.
Which I smoke one a day. That's
Yeah.
all I ever smoke. One in this place. Okay, and then I go, and then they either do what you want to do, or you punish their ass, and you either bitch them out like I do from time to time. I haven't had to do that too much, but or they used to have an actual voodoo ritual. They have a little vase that's hung, and it's got herbs and it's got some of the stuff from that deity in there. And you beat the shit out of it. It's like, motherfucker, I told you I wanted this.
So what would happen? So what would what would be a good example of a situation like that then?
Where it doesn't do what you want it to do?
Yeah.
I ask it to do something specifically. I want it. Okay, specifically means I want it done a certain way, and let's have it. Let's have a nice time of it. Let's not fuck it up and do nothing or flip it on me. Okay, and that's how we work this.
Gotcha.
Okay, I ask you to do something, get it fucking done. Okay, I live here. You fucking don't.
Right.
I build an altar for you. I give you treats. I give you rum. I honor you, just like Papa Legba over there. Okay, or Elegua, his Santeria version. If you look behind the chair, you'll see a basket. No, see behind the basket? See the basket? See the little head in it? With the toys and the candies?
Yeah.
That's what's his name? Elegua.
Okay, gotcha.
Cuban, yeah, take a picture.
Sure.
All the toys are his. Although when they have kids in here, I allow the kids to play with the toys because he likes them to play with his toys.
Big Simpsons fan also?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. That and Futurama and...
Oh, yeah. You're very good about that. Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Any freaking way. What else was there to tell you?
So from there, that's kind of what got you your interest in and everything like that.
Yeah.
When did you decide to open up your own shop?
There's another sideways thing. I used to be in. I got it because my degree was in graphic art.
Okay.
I have a bachelor of BFA graphic art.
Okay.
I was going to make a living off it. What a joke. Anyway,
I have a few friends that would say the same
no,
thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't, like they always say, you can draw anything you want to. You just can't eat everything you want to.
Yeah.
And I've had friends as artists and everything else. So that's how it all kicked around. And I did that, and then I worked side gigs at restaurants and things like that, which is, how do you call a waiter? How you call an artist a waiter?
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, and I used to love it back in the frickin' 70s. Was it 70s? Yeah, it was the 70s. We used to have a group of, I guess we used to call it waiting, which meant you were waiting for something better to come along.
Yeah.
So you had writers and shit like that. We used to always go to O'Connell's. We'd sit around the round table, bring our fucking work, and eat and drink, and then we'd pass the fucking stuff around. And it'd be like, it's stupid. I don't want, like, fuck you,
Sure.
Everything else, but it was feedback.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
So, but that's way gone, But what the hell else was there? Okay, moving right along with that.
So did you? Is this the original shop you first opened?
No.
Right here. Okay.
No. Right across the street from the Walgreens up there.
Okay.
Was the first shop. That was from '94. Well, originally what happened was the guy who had it. Same guy who opened the one in Lime later on. He was going out of business right before Halloween. I said, that's like saying I'm not going to sell any more jelly beans, because it's going to be Easter. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're nuts. So I mean, what I was doing was let's go back to another story.
Sure.
Here's another facet.
Yeah.
All right. I was working in a print shop. I like silkscreen. I've always liked shirts, as you can tell. The printed shirts. I was a Big Daddy Rock fan back in the day, and all the other crap. And so I worked in a print shop, which is where that bar is down there. What the hell is his name? It's named after the guy who was famous. Guy who jumped out of a plane or something like that.
Oh, D.B. Cooper's?
D.B. Cooper's
Yeah.
Yeah, right near there used to be a shop.
Okay.
And I was working out of that one. And you'd be bidding on these what I call Joe Donut jobs. You know, well, you know, the other one said we could do it. They could do it for $5 cheaper. I'm like, yeah, but you won't get the quality of shirt.
Sure.
And crap like that. I'm like, fuck me. So I started doing weird magical symbology and shit like that. And then I started going to all the over to Chicago and New Orleans, and I'd sell these shirts over there.
Sure.
And I had my lady friend over in Chicago, and she'd go over and we made a nice little bit of it. And then me and the head of the Church of Satan now, Peter, anyway, we opened up a little thing online, or not online, it was before the online, and we called it Prince of Darkness, Prints.
Okay.
Of
Oh,
Darkness.
cool. That's great. Yeah.
And so we were selling off.
I love that. That's such a good
satanic, satanic stuff, and you know, Baphomets with the flaming background.
Yeah.
It was, and I hand pulled it pretty good. I didn't just do the white base and print on top of the white base. And, you know, as it was getting washed.
Do you still have some of those shirts around?
I do not have one around right now.
Or do you still have some in your possession at least?
Oh yeah, I've got one. I've got one at the house.
That's great.
Anyway, I mean, we sold internationally. It was amazing. But then suddenly, of course, you know, postage went way through the fucking sky and everything else, and it became untenable. And of course, somebody else wanted to take over the satanic business, and you got the other guy who took that over, and it's fucking. What the hell was it? So anyway, I was selling shirts to, you know, I'd sell the pentagram, the upright pentagram, multicolored one, to pathways and places like that.
Okay.
And then I was also selling the other ones off. There was a place on Cherokee Street, briefly, that was doing magical stuff.
Do you remember the name was?
I don't remember. And
90s, you said?
Huh?
In the 90s, you said?
80s.
I'll try and look it up. And see
80s. I was still married, so that would set in the 80s. Anyway, whatchamacallit, and I had belt buckles, which I had cast.
Awesome.
I used to do jewelry and stuff like that. Yeah, all that kind of good shit. You know, I'm an artist, baby.
Yeah.
And
if you don't mind, if I could get some photos of that later, that'd be
okay, you can do that. Yeah, it's probably one of the last of these.
Yeah.
The only thing is, it showed up in one of those anti-satanic books, you know, the cult of something or what the hell. And I'm like, oh, good fucking God. Everybody goes, you want to tell them that you want some kind of, you know, kickback. I go, fuck it, I don't want to deal with these mothers. And that's another story. Okay, we had an idiot that was.
Yeah, I'm sure in your time you've had to have had some kind of.
No. We had the biggest jerks. Now, Al Petracek had a shop up in Overland, and it was called the Alchemist.
Okay.
Now, he was an ex-aircraft worker and everything else, and he was deaf as a fucking post. So anyway, we started having these clowns pop up with Satanic Panic, and oh my God, we had a guy, Mantle, Officer fucking Mantle. What an asswipe. And he was a juvie officer around north and south, not north and south, the hell's it, out farther, kind of the richer people.
Near Clayton area.
Keep going.
East City, Freeport.
Town and country, thank you.
Yeah, town and country, okay.
So he was constantly on the news showing everybody, you know, here's another site of a satanic altar, and people were making these things up. I know I was.
Right.
And we were out there to fuck with them. You go find some roadkill and you throw it in the middle of something. You burn some burnt out candles next to it, and there was an animal sacrifice. Look what we found.
Yeah.
We're breaking this case, and I'm like, oh, you stupid. You know, it's so easy to fuck with you.
Yeah.
And they tried to develop a defense thing called AMR, okay, the White Witchcraft Bunch, which is Alliance for Magical and Earth Religions. And we put it out there, hey, look, we don't do any of this shit. You know, we got it's just another belief system and a bunch of belief systems. We're in blah blah blah. Fell on deaf ears. So they went to a town hall meeting in Overland, and this butthole brings out the Elders of Zion book, and of course it's going to be Halloween, so watch out for your blonde, blue-eyed children.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm like, are you fucking nuts? And so I had a Marie Laveau T-shirt on, with the Marie Laveau Museum, and I had a safari jacket. What the hell was he? Still around. It was an adventure clothing type thing that was around, really big, and then it kind of went into just being another Gap. And I zipped it up, and I suddenly stood up and I go, this anti-Semitism has to stop. I says, you're hiding it behind witchcraft, but you're making it look just like, the Elders of Zion and all this stuff. And fucking man was getting upset because he wasn't. And he's like, you look at, he was wanting to go for his fucking gun.
Sure, yeah.
And I mean, he was that nuts. The other officer.
This was the officer Mantle, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
And you can look him up. Satanic Panic.
Yeah.
And the other officer, I don't think he was. I don't think he was really into this. But he says, I see one Jewish child, and it just started, and suddenly one asshole stands and goes, well, they killed Christ. I'm like, and suddenly the goddamn place went into a fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I sat down. Al Petracek was at the table with me, and so was a lady friend of mine at the time, another witch, which was Catherine Denard Phillips. She was another biggie around. She did a lot of psychic readings and crap like that at that time. And she was off of, I don't know, I can't remember where the hell exactly she lived, but she, I do remember the nights with her, though. That's one thing you say. That's one thing you say about the witches, man.
Sure was fun.
God damn, they sure. They could suck the sheets up your ass. Any freaking way. Going right along with that, we have that was starting that got crazy with that, and then later on when he opened the shop at the other location.
And what year was that when you opened the first?
94.
94. Okay.
94 to 98.
Okay.
Originally, it was a dental lab that owned the building.
Was it the same dentist that?
Dental lab.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
They made plates.
Gotcha. So, I know there was a dentist that used to have an office here, and he was a hitman.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know about him. And anyway, it was up, like I said, right across. It looks like it's a closed up store. It was supposed to be a variety store.
Okay.
It's got bars in the windows. Anyway, and right next door used to be a creek. Lady used to cut hair, and unfortunately, one time she cut my niece's hair, and she made her look like a little boy. And my old man, my brother was ready to fucking kill her. Anyway, that was another story. Anyway, So we were there for a good while. Anyway, I got people kept pointing, Mantle's in there harassing, people like Pathways, and I says, yeah, it's because they won't fight back. And I says, he knows where I'm at. I says, come and find me. I never saw him.
Yep. Yeah.
No, he didn't want the real thing.
Yeah. Most people like that are just talk. It's to get better, higher up on the.
Well, eventually got thrown out of Town and Country.
Okay.
And I forget where the hell they put him somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it was like, behave or you can watch your pension go out the fucking window with you. It's like, well, if you don't want to, if you have to leave through the front door when you're retirement, or you can get thrown out the fucking back door. We don't care. And that's how that works.
Yep.
Reality of life.
Yeah.
But we had so many. Oh my God! Every fucking talk show, Sally Jesse, Raphael, everybody else. Oh my God! Oh, I remember distantly where I was an advocate, or I was in a ritual, and I watched the guy being murdered, and I go, this guy looks like he's really a good witness.
Yeah.
He looks like he's and you see the minister or whatever the hell, that jackleg preacher up there on the stage going,
Yeah.
Like you did good. You done good,
Right.
boy.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
done good too.
Yeah.
Salt the audience,
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how that worked. Yeah, the Satanic Panic was a colossal.
I was just a kid in the '90s, but I too. Once again, as a kid, being a schoolboy, remember quite a bit hearing all that stuff.
Oh, sure. I mean, there was just these constant bullshit. And Anton LaVey went into hiding, and Michael Aquino, who basically had a schism with him and his wife, and he started up this Temple of Set, and it was not the same as the Church of Satan. He was more into the spirituality of things, and actually a belief in an entity called Set, which was an Egyptian thing. He was the anti-Osiris, and of course. But if you look into politics of the time, he was based on the southern part, which was the black population that was part of Egypt, and Osiris was, of course, from the northern part. So naturally, most of these stories kind of reflect the politics of the fucking time.
Okay.
So, but you had a bunch there, and they wrote books and they did things like that. Oh God. And I was with them for a few years.
Okay.
And I got asked to leave. Me and these characters right here, this little group right here. They all got asked to leave.
So what is that exactly?
That was we had our what they call pylons.
Okay.
Here. Move. Get in there.
Yeah.
Get the picture. What the hell is that?
Is that you on the far end there?
Is it right? You got it, brother. I told you I was a cartoon.
That's great. Thank you.
Okay. So anyway, we all got asked to leave. So that was okay. And so then when I looked around, and one of the guys that was on the circus of satanic circus thing was a guy named Paul Valentine.
Okay.
And fucking Valentine, he was with Magical Child in New York, but he was the big Satanist. And so he did turn us on to Peter Gilmore,
Okay.
who was living in Hell's Kitchen, in a walk-up fucking apartment at the top, which is about as big as this place.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. It had old fireplaces in it, and it had an old tin bathtub with a tabletop on top and a water closet. I mean, it was interesting.
I bet. Yeah.
And so basically, he was kind of Anton LaVey's side man for a while,
Okay.
and everything else. And everybody was trying to hustle up because the old man was dying.
Sure.
And he eventually took it over with his wife. And together, the two of them make a third person, and that third person is pretty amazing. So, I've been friends with him for all these years.
Great.
So,
Wonderful.
but, I mean, he's a Godzilla fan. This guy, some people love Godzilla, and some people worship Godzilla. So, but there was another guy that had started up in Poughkeepsie. They call it the Haunted District up there, and he had an old fucking house, looked like the Addams Family.
Okay.
And he kept it that way. He had all kinds of neat
Sounds
neat
really
shit
cool.
and everything
Yeah.
else. Unfortunately, he died. And one night, about 2:00 in the morning, somebody came with a tank of gasoline, and did both porches. Well, of course, the thing was a fire trap, and
Yeah.
boom,
Oh my God.
burnt the place to the fucking ground.
Yeah.
So that was kind of sad.
Yeah.
But he was a rather good showmanship
Yeah.
too. Okay, and of course he had Sean, who was called Crow Claws, who was the witch out of Salem, and he, of course, he was gay. But these guys were fun. They were fun.
Yeah.
I remember we went. We had a conclave in Los Angeles for the 666 thing, which was a wild fucking thing. You had other groups there, and one of them had a punk band, and they were, for the Antichrist thing, and they were throwing cake out into the audience, and They had a guy that was nailing his dick to a cross. He had these nude chicks, nailing his dick to a cross. Oh God! And you had
cringe just thinking about it.
And you had they call them the bloody burlesque chicks. They were all looked like kind of models of sort. They had tape on their boobs and they had blood all over them.
Yeah.
And somebody goes, somebody was promoting it was going to be vomit porn. I go, oh no.
Yeah.
But they had a sushi place underneath it.
Okay.
Everything in Los Angeles has a sushi place.
Yeah.
They also did that in New York.
Yeah.
And so that was interesting as hell.
So it sounds like you did quite a bit of traveling then. Was this all?
Well, it was fun. We get together. A lot of times we go up to upstate New York, there at Poughkeepsie, and do our bit. Went to Washington D.C. at one point. Another place we went to was, like I said, Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
God, we were standing here, and the nephew of Anton LaVey was supposedly going to be doing a ritual down at I don't know if it was another theater down there, which was an old movie theater, and they were supposed to do this one ritual with his stripper wife. And he's standing there waiting for a bus. He's dragging along in the heat, and he looked like. I go, who the fuck is that guy? And he goes, oh, that's LaVey's kid. I'm like, what a pathetic character.
Yeah.
He's still a pathetic character. But anyway, where was it? Anyway, he comes up, and Sean comes, and there's we went to Grauman's, and there's Johnny Depp's hands print, and he goes up like this. He puts his hands in the print, and he puts them on his crotch. He goes, "That's the closest I'll ever have to having Johnny Depp's hands on my crotch." I'm like, we went up to the driveway of the long gone house of the Charles Manson murders.
Yeah.
And it was a blast. And then the big payoff was we all went to England.
Cool.
Jolly old England, to the Hellfire Club. Which originally was supposed to be a tunnel to go up this hill so the merchants could, get up the hill because it was steep ass hill. There was no way. So it didn't get, like everything else, it didn't get completed. So I'm not sure what Dashwood was to the he was a wild man. He was like what they call a rake hell back in the day, and he my favorite story that goes with him was he was down at the Sistine Chapel, and they used to do the Easter service there. And what you would do, and we're talking way the hell back.
Sure.
When,
yeah.
And they would have the rich would sit there and their little, as they'd put one candle or two out, and because this was the suffering of the Christ, such a big thing, the sadomasochism of life.
Yes.
And so as they're putting it out, people are blowing their dressing gown and putting the scourge on their back and screaming in pain. And so he decides, what the fuck, let's do this for real. So he reaches in his greatcoat, brings out a horsewhip, and he goes down the fucking aisle and and people are like, Diablo! Diablo!
Yeah.
Diablo!
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that'll make a believer out of your ass.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. Anyway, we went in there and did a ritual for Venus, or not Venus, for lust and whatever.
Yeah.
And it was fun. It was a blast. We had a nude altar. Unfortunately, it's England, so it's always somewhat fucking pissy wet.
Yeah.
So you got shit coming through this chalk in the cave and getting all everybody's good clothes and everything else. But it was
what an experience, though, nonetheless. That'd be
So what?
What an experience, though, nonetheless. That'd be
I loved it.
Yeah.
I was catered.
Yeah.
All kinds of neat shit. I enjoyed it. So
what is how is the community in St. Louis as far as from that period?
Satanic community in St. Louis.
Yeah.
They rove around a little bit. Sometimes we get together. I have some witches that join together. Most of my witches all want to do the voodoo stuff. We have and where I live, where I'm going to be moving all this stuff, we have a huge yard, big bonfire thing. perfect.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah. Your son mentioned that University City is where you'll be moving to. Is that
That's
correct?
where I'm going to be.
Okay.
And
Where about University City?
right off of Olivet up Woodson.
Okay. Yeah.
And between Woodson and Page.
Okay,
I mean
gotcha.
Olive and Page.
Okay,
Right there.
yeah, it's
Where they're
okay.
going to be putting a Costco.
Okay.
And unfortunately wiping out all the little
Little,
stores
Asian
over there.
restaurants.
And hopefully they don't move
Yeah.
down. They don't move down and wipe out all of Chinatown
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Because Asia Town is beautiful.
It's
there.
awesome. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Go there and fucking find anything.
So when are you planning on moving to that area? Of,
Probably within the next couple of months.
Okay.
I gotta get a crew together.
Gotcha.
Get them
So,
to move the hell out
so this
of
has been
there.
the location from 98 till
It's open. We're still open,
Um,
despite what Google says.
Yeah. So
I asked my son. I said, "How the fuck did that happen?" He goes, "Oh, you ought to fix it." I go, "I get over your ass."
well, yeah. I'll be honest. Like at least for me and my friend group, we don't even really look at those Google reviews, anyways. or
No, I
anything like that.
didn't. I don't care about them.
Yeah.
I'm on Facebook,
Sure.
and like I said,
So what are your typical hours then?
I come in at 2:00 usually, and I'm here till remember we had the plague.
Sure.
And at first they go, "You can't be open. They'll close you down. You'll be fine. They'll drag you out on the street and beat you." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here." So, because I saw some of the bars were still,
Yeah, not here, not in this area. Yeah.
they didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And so
There was.
I said, "Well, I'm not going to push it."
Yeah.
So I opened at 2:00 to 6.
Okay. And that's Monday through. Or is
Monday
it-
through Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
And Sunday by appointment only.
Okay.
And and that's basically
So how's it been working here from '98 till now? Have you
after
pretty
the
big?
after the plague hit,
yeah.
it killed it. I mean, I've seen restaurants go to hell, and watching myself get sucked down things. I don't need the overhead anymore.
Yeah.
I still get a clientele that still wants to
Sure.
use me.
Yeah.
Here and in other places.
Yeah.
And I'll be happy to supply them and do what I'm going to do until I stop.
Sure.
I stop doing it, or stop breathing, or my kid wants to take it over, or whatever.
Sure. And
I mean,
you must be one of the probably the biggest suppliers in St. Louis since '98 till now. I would imagine.
I'm the only guy that does what I do.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Okay, like I said, Pathways and everybody else, Mystic Valley, I'm sorry, used to send people to me because somebody goes, "I want my old man to get his ass kicked because he went and screwed around me." Oh, we don't do that. Send him down to Papa Legba's down here, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
So but there's certain I do have parameters. I won't touch. I won't kill a child in the womb. Okay. If you can find another way to do it, I prefer we don't kill somebody.
Yeah.
Okay? Because a lot of times it's just bad bonkers. When I used to have a group, and I had a group over the other one, okay? And we'd do ritual down the basement there. Oh, not God. Hello? Okay, Elaine, call me back later. I'm talking to being interviewed for a newspaper. Okay? Talk to you later, Elaine. Bye-bye. Okay, anyway.
Customer?
Yes, client, yes. Out of town. Okay, I remember one night we had 2 apartments up on top, one of which some witches lived in, and then we had another apartment up there they rented, and we were all in robes, going around all the way around the building with candles, and we're walking down into the basement, and these people just unfortunately came in at the same time, and the lady's already up the stairs, and the old man looks at me. I looked at him. I go, "Hello." He goes, "Hello." She was gonna turn around. He goes, "Just keep walking, baby." And then he moved out shortly after that. Anyway, but we did a lot of ritual down there constantly. We actually got too much after a while. That's the problem with doing ritual and having a group. At first, you do the 4 season things, okay, the equinox and all the other stuff, and you have your big ritual, and you're with everybody there, blah 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 blah. I mean, not as huge. I had another witch who's died along the way here. and we did one in their backyard, and we had, because it was so much, all the other covens had kind of broken up. They were all there, so we had like, we usually maybe have a dozen people. At a ritual, we had like 40. And I call it the subway ritual. It's everybody's like, everybody move this way, you know, instead of doing the dance, it was like, shift, 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 shift. I'm like, this is amazing. So, but we did a lot, and I mean, it was neat. It was good stuff. It was mostly all satanic ritual down there. But we had a little few of them that just had to be nothing but curses. I curse this motherfucker. I curse this motherfucker. I curse this motherfucker. Motherfucker curse. And after a while, the thing about doing that so much is you take on kind of the vibe of a cockroach.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be near you.
No, yeah.
It really makes,
as you mentioned,
it makes you unpleasant.
Yeah, but as you mentioned before, a lot of it's more for self-improvement rather than...
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
It's in here. Here's the bottom line. You want to be your own deity. Okay? In other words, you want to be the guy that's controlling whatever's going on around you. All right? But you have to know what you're doing. You have to know the timing. You got to know what the atmosphere is like. I mean, if I have a day and I've got nothing but emergency vehicles going up and down the street and people screaming at each other, no ritual today, folks. Thank you. Okay? That unless I'm going to do something to kick somebody's ass. All right? If I'm going to kick ass, good. That's fine. We'll use the energy in this motherfucker. Now, you can get energy anywhere.
Yeah.
You can go to a frigging basketball, high school basketball game. The energy level's high. Simply focus. Take it. Ooh. Okay. Say you want to, you got a romantic ritual. Well, you can, back in the day when the theaters were big, you go into a soppy, high end, and simply feel the energy there, and then let that motherfucker out.
Sure.
Okay, horror movie, same thing. All right, but once again, that was but learn how the mechanics of it, and have patience. In other words, it's I always use the metaphor of the cake. I said you put a cake in the oven. I said you open it just once, take a look at it, and you let it go until it's time. I said just keep going. I said you keep fucking pulling on it, you keep worrying about it, you keep messing with it, and it's just gonna go flat. You'll get nothing. That's how it's gonna
go. That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah. And always remember that magic is basically a spice. It's something to enhance something.
Sure.
It's not something that's going to make it all the time. In other words, I'll simply do ritual and everything will become what? No. And this used to piss me off because I get people to do money spells and good luck spells, and they go, and I go, well, I said, did you I said, do you make more money? Well, yeah, I get a lot of overtime. And so I said, so why are you bitching? Well, I wanted to win the lottery. I said, you and every other motherfucker.
You got what you wanted, but just not the way you wanted.
Yeah, I mean, one time I did a ritual over in Poughkeepsie at the Black House up there. At the time, I was the relief man for working at the water plant. And, oh, God, I did a damn ritual there. And I was lucky to get 3 hours of sleep every time I turned around. Can you come in? Can you come in? Can you come in? Come in? Come in? And I go, God, help me. But you got to ride it out. Now, once you put that spell in there and you have to ride it out, it's what you're going to have to do, because if you break it and you say, fuck it, I don't want to do it, that's the end. Sliced it.
Gotcha.
You're done.
Okay.
Pew, gone. And sometimes maybe even a reverse. And you don't want fucking that either.
So I would imagine, yeah.
But like I said, use a specific deity at different times. In Mondays, you got Papa Legba, you got Gravois. They're two of the same thing with a little bit of a variation for the Santeria bunch and the Haitian voodoo.
Would you say, in St. Louis specifically, would voodoo be the biggest interest of people that come to your store? Is that
yes,
the biggest one?
yes,
okay.
yes.
Gotcha.
and and then you got Tuesday. Tuesday's Ogun.
Tuesday's what? Sorry.
It's Ogun.
Okay.
Ogun. Now Ogun is basically the metallic maker. He was making sword. He's a giant. Lives in the woods. Unfortunately, got screwed over by one of the deities there, and so he's in charge of weapon making, machinery, and things of that nature. But he, if you want to kick somebody's ass, Ogun's your man. Wednesday is Eligua, not Eligua. Come on. Hold on. Let me think for a second. Anyway, she's the one of healing. Okay, she's the deity of healing. And she, God, with all my old friends and all the old witches and wizards dropping dead on me, you constantly are doing the magic for them. Because you get guys with esophageal cancer suddenly. You're getting this, you get that fucking thing going on. Like, well, one thing about us, we all rot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Time only moves one way.
Yeah. All things eventually.
Yeah.
And so you get that BS. So that's most of the you do that. Imaya.
That's Wednesday you said?
Yeah, Wednesday is
Okay.
Imaya. Thursday is you can use any one of the deities used in good luck, because it's Jupiter, and that's a good gambling time.
Thursdays, I don't remember that.
Okay. Friday is basically for love and money. That's Oshun and all the other ones. And so you do that sort of thing. Saturday's Baron Samedi and Man Berger. Oddly, Man Berger is actually a construct from an Irish thing. The Lady of Death in the water type thing. But supposedly, I don't know, if you want somebody dead.
Saturday's the day?
Saturday's the day. You're going to go get graveyard dirt off a criminal over at the cemetery and things like that.
Okay.
That's your day.
That's really interesting.
And so, but you got to prepare it just right. Anyway, and you sprinkle and find where you know they're going to go. So, any freaking way. Sunday is for money.
Money?
Money.
Okay.
Money. Sunday. So you can do your money thing on Sunday. I always do.
What would be the deity to hopefully help out on Sunday? On Sunday, how would you? What would be a ritual for Sunday to help out with money?
Burn a little incense.
Mm-hmm.
You can take a money ritual bath.
Okay.
Okay, you just simply put a couple drops of the bath in the water, pinch of salt, if you can be going to take a shower, block up the drain so you get just a little bit of water, as a base while you do your ritual. Take a shower, think about all the negativity pulled into the water and replaced by positive, like green, nice money green glow. See your hands with gold and go it that way.
Okay.
And that's what you're going to do.
I need some help, so maybe, I'll put
Okay, so anyway, you take that and you go and like I said, if you really have to, if you want more than that, you can always do a mojo bag.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a mojo bag's got the roots, the herbs, the stones, and all the other stuff, shells, and you carry it on yourself. It's basically a talisman.
Okay.
Okay, or what they, in New Orleans, they would call a prayer in a bag.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how that works.
Okay.
So, yeah, you got that kind of thing going on.
Thank you so much for explaining all that. How do you feel after being here for so long and moving? Do you feel a little bit of sadness, a little bit of relief? What are your feelings towards that?
I've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
I was working another job and doing this a long time.
What was the other job, if you don't mind me asking?
I was working for the city.
Okay.
And I'd like to, now that things are starting to free up, I'd like to hop in my car with either my daughter or somebody else and head out parts unknown and go see some friends before they all go to room temperature.
Yeah.
All my friends have got the shelf life of fresh cream.
Yeah.
I mean, I ran into one today.
Yeah.
Like I said, I hadn't seen this guy for like a few years here, because maybe several years now, and it was nice to see his ass again.
I appreciate your humor and your outlook on life. It's a nice one.
If you don't have a sense of humor, don't practice magic.
Yeah.
Please don't do that.
Yeah.
If you're going to be just one of those boring little assholes, you're going to stand and go, but aren't we the elite? Get a hold of who the fuck you really are.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to college and studying philosophy. I go, and that'll get you what job? I says, as sitting there at a phone, phone tank, going, trying to sell carpeting or something like that. I said, you can use some of those great philosophical quotes, and I said, take something, but take another one with it. Okay, in other words, something that might actually make you some money, But that's about the extent of that.
Well, I hope you're able to. I hope you're able to get out and travel somewhere here.
Oh, I'm going to. I'm going to. I'm going to say it'll be by appointment. Come out, see me, and stuff like that, and give my son a call or whatever the hell, like you did.
So the best way, whenever you go to this new location, would that be the best way to get hold of you? Then would be just call. Was your son's phone number?
Well, you can use my phone number.
Okay. Would you like me to put that in with the Riverfront Times article as well, so people know who to contact?
Sure. Okay. Yeah, as long as I don't get. You're going to hell. I'm tired of hearing it.
I don't think the Riverfront Times readers are that type.
Yeah,
so,
you never know.
Yeah.
Freaks for all.
Yeah. And I also mentioned to your son, and to you as well before. Once I type everything up, I'll probably have this done by next week. I'll share it with you first, and I'll share it with your son as well. That way, if there's anything you feels out of context or doesn't be shared,
you're not going to make it out of context. Yeah, I don't think you're that guy, but if you are, don't worry.
I've been doing this for almost about a year now, and I'm actually a nurse, but it's just kind of like my fun. This is not a job. I feel like it's like I get to be interested in people.
Look, you're in the arts. You're writing.
Yeah.
You're a writer. Okay, and that's good. Okay, I mean, I wrote when I was a younger man. I wanted to be a writer. That was another thing I wanted to be. That kind of went for a little while and then crapped out. That's like you ride the wave for a while and it shits, completely. It's like, well, now suddenly I got nobody,
Yeah.
I got more rejection slips than I got a paycheck, And
trust me, this isn't for the money, that's for sure.
Exactly. And so you got to realize that, what you're doing is for yourself.
Yeah.
Because if it's for anything else, you're not going to like it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, okay. I mean, it's nice. I mean, now if this was the '80s, I would have said no.
Sure.
Like I said, everybody wanted to fucking goad you into something like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was
but
there?
First question would be, how does baby taste?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not eating any babies right now.
Was there a time period where there was more popular than not? Like it was the 90s, early 2000s. You see resurgence in interest.
You talking about
just in rituals?
Talking about ritual magic. All that stuff was. It was hot during the 70s.
Yeah.
It was hot during the 80s. As an underground thing, and then the 90s it kind of went another way.
Okay.
And to the 2000s. What happened next is you got everybody wanting to start their own thing.
Yeah.
So now you got Satanic Temple.
Yeah.
You got everybody else. And they still don't get it right. It's like, you just want to be your best you.
Mm.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
Okay? You want to be the guy that's having a good time. You don't be the scary motherfucker that, that becomes the target for every... Otherwise, that's just masochism.
Yeah.
You're just kind of going, I'm a Satanist.
Right.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. I think that's plenty of information. I could probably get a pretty good story out of